6, and I'm still using Markiplier's greeting. Welcome back to the GENTTASMA podcast, as always, with my co-host and bro, Phantasma Lilla, aka Phantos, aka Bro. Neil.
Hello guys, it's good to see you guys again, and again, and again, and again. Are we done yet?
Yes, we are. And today's episode is about, surprisingly enough, as we announced it in the last episode, Sonic's 25th anniversary. We're talking about puzzles, trivia, his timeline, and how it went in common.
Yes, and of course, how did Sonic the Hedgehog, or should I say, the Blue Blur, created a massive fan base?
And one of the worst fan bases ever created.
Don't remind me back there.
Hey, I'm still Demon Art. I still made it.
Well, at least we know each other for almost a year.
6 months.
Yeah.
June 14th, 6 months.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Here. Hell yeah, bitch.
Woo! Okay, back to Sonic.
Alright guys, look, about Sonic the Hedgehog, like I said from the previous episode, we talked about the first four figure statues like Silver the Hedgehog. Well, I don't know about the quantities, but I am sure it might cost a lot of cash.
Maybe.
Maybe, come on dude, it's a statue. What do you think? It is a lot of cash.
I mean, you're from Kuwait. You must be rich, so you can afford it way easier than me.
You're stereotyping again.
I know. I do hate that, but it happens sometimes, okay? I'm from the same country as Hitler. Don't judge, okay? Fuck off.
You're Austrian, not German.
Fun fact, Hitler was born in Austria. He was Austrian for 2 decades.
Oh, well, let's just forget about the war and jump to the topic, please.
Okay. Was the year 1991. As a small hedgehog came into our hearts in the speed of sound. And his name was
Sonic the Hedgehog. But of course, he was in Project Needle Mouse in the 1990.
Yes, according to Takashi Suka and Yuji Naka, the first thing they thought about was...
I keep talking about it. Yep, I'm all ears. Keep talking.
What?
Keep talking about the timeline and the history of, of these guys, Yuji Naka and the Sonic team.
Okay, I'm going back to 1998 as they created Alex Kidd. And Yuji Naka was, at this time, one of the best creators of Sega. And they needed a new model, or how could I say it, how is it called again? Idol, mascot.
Yep, a mascot. Yep,
A new
Sega
mascot for their company, and together with how was it called again?
What is it this time?
The guy who draws Sonic. I forgot his name.
Wait, are you talking about the creator of Sega or the Sega house? Okay, wait. If you're talking about a designer, his name is Naoto Oshima.
Yes.
Yep.
It was an early fall 1998 as how was his name again?
Naoto Oshima.
As Naoto Oshima came into the office of Yuji Naka and showed him one of the first drawings from Sonic the Hedgehog. Back then, he was called Mr. Needle Mouse, and he kind of looked like the Needle Mouse.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, it looks like a little bit of a porcupine type of hedgehog, yeah.
Before they accepted Mr. Needle Mouse, they searched for new idols like a rabbit who can grab with his ears stuff,
Well, yeah, well, okay. I think you meant Oswald the unlucky rabbit, and then the
Nope.
Bartman, and then the American the wolf, and then there was an angry bird. Do you fucking believe that angry bird?
Yeah, he told it. And then Mr. Nemos came into changes
Yeah.
until they came onto Sonic, which was drawn by the help of an often kid. Can you believe that?
Just look, dude. I can fix some things if you can't say it. Okay.
That will be fine. Anyways, before they were really accepting Sonic the Hedgehog,
Yeah.
they said he was in a band and he had a girlfriend, a human girlfriend, called
Yeah.
Madonna.
Yeah, and they almost made her, into Sonic's lost love. It's a
Yes.
vault. Yeah, it's a vault, an astonishing secret of Sega.
But I guess that would count as bestiality.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. Sonic was fooling around with the
Looking at
human,
you, Sonic
with the human
06.
ladies a long, long time ago, before Amy Rose and the Princess Elise,
Yeah,
arrived on the scene.
yeah. Anyways, in April 23rd, April 23rd, 1991, they announced for the first time in a gaming show Sonic the Hedgehog. It was a prototype of Green Hill Zone, and it had some few minor things.
Yes,
It
it.
it it came some changes for the final game, like there were some balls
Yep.
in Green Hill before the boss, and they changed it that that the boss from Green Hill uses them instead. They're all in the stage.
Yeah,
Okay.
swinging ball, and there was like I don't know, a lot of boss fights, and
Yes.
Dr. Menzel, in his gadgets and vehicles. Yep,
Yeah.
but at least it was really, really easy
To
to
be
beat
honest,
up.
look, now you completed something.
What is it?
On this prototype, there was only Green Hill Zone.
Yeah,
They didn't show the Marble Zone, Spring Zone, or any other zone from Sonic One,
yeah.
because they were still a work in progress. But Green Hill was the one who was
Oh
the
yeah, I
best
know.
one
Oh yeah,
you
I
can
heard
play
about
with.
that. Yeah, and they spent 8 months doing a development on the Green Hill Zone. 8 months. Do you
Yes.
believe that? 8 months. Wow. I mean, like a lot of things. Okay. Okay. If we want to talk about the level and the stage, the
We
stage
can talk about the
designing.
stage. We can talk about the stages a little bit later after I finish them.
Okay, so
Okay?
are we still talking about the designer Oshima-san?
Yeah. I was on still on April 23rd, 1991. 2 months later, on the June 23rd,
Yeah.
1991, the game got finally published and reached. I said again, reached 100,000 copies in 1 week
Uh-huh.
because they sold the game with the Sega Genesis, which was a good idea, a marketing idea from the CEO of Sega of America, who is now a co-producer of Sega, or
Mm-hmm.
should I say still employee,
Yep, he is.
and with that they reached in 1 week over 100,000 copies.
Hmm.
After 2 months, there were almost 500,000 copies sold, and Yuji Naka thought that there need to be a sequel to this.
Well, every
So,
Sonic game it needs
so
to be
he
have.
created. So he created with a small group. He worked on with Alex Kidd and on Sonic, the Sonic team.
Yeah, and they all show up in the All Star Racing.
Yes. Sonic team got divided into two groups. Group A is going to develop Sonic 2, and Group B is going to develop a Sonic spin-off game, which is going to reveal a Sonic CD.
Yes, and of course, and speaking of Sonic CD, the Metal Sonic and Amy Rose.
Oh, sorry, I missed.
God,
I switch the things. I meant the one who did Sonic 2 is then Sonic CD because it took so long because there were beginners and the veterans
yep.
just needed 1 year, November of 1992, to release the spin-off game, and kind of spin-off game, so they called it Sonic 2 instead, which we're coming to get later. But now back to development of Sonic 2. Sonic 2 pretty had some issues, mainly because of the bugs, and because the thing that Yuji Naka wanted since the first game, multiplayer, that they needed a second character. So they reached out into the cities and asked fans of Sega to draw them animals or humans, call them names or something and what they can, and send them to Sega. And one specific drawing got picked out from the creator itself. And you all probably know which character, which two-tailed fox it is.
Yeah, what do you think? It's Tails. He was in the best spotlight in 1992.
Yes, and the little brother of kinda like the little brother.
Well, yeah, kind of a brother from another animal.
Yes, he to the bio of the one who created him, Yuji Naka and some other guys did him.
Yeah.
His age is since this game 8 years. By the way, Sonic's age is 15.
Yeah, and then they made him 16 in the comic book series.
Yeah,
and of course, Sonic Jam. Well, he was actually 16. No, wait. He was 16, and Knuckles was 15, and Tails was actually 8 years old. And then Dr. Eggman is okay. His age is unknown. Well, it's a true fact.
I'm guessing it's 42 or 40.
It's still unknown.
I'm saying he's in his 40s.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
Oh yeah, good thing about Dr. Eggman. Back then, for the Western world, Dr. Eggman wasn't called Dr. Eggman at all.
He was
Dr.
called
in the Western world, like Europe, America, Dr. Ivo Robotnik. But in Japan, he was always, since the start of Sonic, called Dr. Eggman. Because of his, egg-shaped body. But because the Cold War was a little bit still there, they called him Dr. Robotnik, and some theorizes that Sonic is America because of his blue color and stuff, and Dr. Robotnik is from Russia. Yeah, that were the theories from the late 90s and early 2000s. Back to Sonic 2. Sonic 2 had more zones than Sonic 1. 9 zones, in fact. And Sonic 1 had 6. So 3 more. In Sonic 1 there was Green Hill, Marble Zone, Spring Yard Zone, Labyrinth Zone,
And Scrap Brain.
Starlight Zone and Scrap Brain Zone.
Mm-hmm.
In Sonic 2, there was Emerald Hill Zone, Chemical Plant Zone, my favorite stage, Aquatic Ruin.
My favorite stage as well.
What was after?
Okay. The fourth, it was actually, it was a Casino Night Zone.
Casino Night Zone, yes.
Yeah, but I don't gamble in life. Amen for that.
Hilltop Zone. Mystic Cave Zone.
Yeah.
Oil Ocean Zone.
Yeah.
Wing Metropolis Zone. Wing Fortress Zone. Chase, Wing Chase.
I think it's a Sky Chase or Wind Chase.
Yeah, it's Sky Chase.
Yeah.
Wing Fortress and the Defec.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, then it will be 11 stages in the second game.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I do believe. And okay, and the man behind the levels was actually Hirokazu Yasuhara.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
wasn't he the one who made the music?
No. I was talking about the levels, not the music composer.
Oh no, the music composer from the first 3 games. 4, sorry, Sonic and Knuckles.
I think.
Fourth game. It's the guitarist of the Japanese band Dreams Come True. Yeah.
Well, actually, well, look, the first 2 games, a composer was actually he was actually called Masato Nakamura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't he from Dreams Come True?
Well, yep, exactly, from the Dreams Come True.
Yes. After the success of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is the most sold Sonic game, it's about like 3 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious, Sonic 2 has 3 million copies.
Yeah, I know.
And it's one of the most successful games in the 1990s. Sega thought they should do an add-on because they got a new enemy. After Nintendo broke his deal with Sony, they didn't make the Nintendo PlayStation. No, they made, in fact, the Sony PlayStation.
Yep, it was Sony all along. It would be a bad idea if Nintendo had it,
So Sega had the fear that they get overthrown by this small company. Mm-hmm. Because they had now more percent in the in the gaming world than Nintendo has. For about 75% they had in the 90s after the success of Sonic 2.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't want to lose them, so they released the add-on, the Mega CD. Plus, at the same time, the developer team from Sega of America, which became another name, created Sonic CD.
Yeah, and for the interruption that you did about Sonic CD, Metal Sonic and Amy Rose were actually born on the same birthday as mine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, September 23rd.
23rd.
Yeah.
Well, there always is a 23rd in Sonic's day, isn't it? What a coincidence.
Yep. Yes, indeed. But he's in June.
Yeah. But anyways.
Well, anyway.
Sonic CD had a good quality. Really good quality, but nobody wanted the Mega CD because it cost like $300, and the installation was very hard. You needed professional help to get it on the Mega Drive. But if you could had that, so you could have played the Western version of Sonic CD or the Japanese version. Both of the or the Japanese/European version. The American version has its own music. Everything
Yeah,
else is the same.
yeah, I
And the
did kind of
Japanese
notice about
one,
that.
yeah, the Japanese one and slash European one, and does have other music as well, which I like more than the American one, to be honest.
Well, I like them both. As a biggest fan, I like them both because I don't give bad critics about the music in the.
No. You're understanding me false there. I'm just saying that the Japanese ones are more cheerful, like Palm Tree Panic or the boss fight. The American version of the boss fight gave me the creeps back then because it was scary to hear it. But the
Yeah.
Japanese one was all silly and goofy.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
And now we're coming to the most memorable game the Sonic franchise ever had. Besides Sonic Generations, Sonic Colors, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic 06, it's Sonic 3. And Sonic 3 did have less zones than Sonic 2, which were Angel Island,
Uh-huh.
Hydra City.
Man, I remember that one.
Hydra City, which came after Hydra City.
I think it's a Spring Garden, or something like that.
Marble Garden.
Yeah, a
which
Marble
has
Garden.
Which has my favorite
And the
theme.
music, yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I used to hate the boss fight so much when the Matils are trying to
Yeah,
grab you up in the air and and
that was so
do the mid-air attack and the tails him couldn't he couldn't even grab you and you fall down and stuff.
yeah. At least Sega was not that an asshole that if you really came off the screen that you will die.
Yeah.
At least they didn't do that like some others, like I don't want to mention right now. What was after Marble Garden?
I think it's called Carnival Night.
Yeah, I hate that zone. I mean, I
I
like the
hate it when you
music.
go up and down with this rolling
Yeah, that's
thingy.
my fun fact. That's the most hated part of every Sonic fan.
Yeah, and
I
then
mean,
my
the
brother he
music
solved it
is
for me.
the music is called like the
Yeah.
Then
And
there was Ice Cap, my
yep.
favorite song.
Dun,
My
dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
fun fact. Hard time. That's a Japanese song called "Hard Times" from the Jetsons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it goes like that. Hard times, strangest the day of my life. Hard times in a row.
But I thought, I thought Michael Jackson composed the music.
Well, yes and no. After he heard how bad the quality was, he left. And due of his judgment things he had back then with child molesting, you remember?
Ah, yeah, that was 6 years ago.
He wanted to left the team, but he got kicked off from Yuji Naka because he said he doesn't want Michael Jackson kid molester working on a kid game. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do believe.
He did compose some themes like the mini boss, like the do 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 do. Woo, come on!
Oh yeah, I remember that in the first Angel Island. Yeah.
Or
Yep, but that was only in Eggman's fight. And wait, how about the Knuckles theme? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated him so much when I was a kid.
Yeah, I thought he was badass. We
Uh,
in the kindergarten, we always wanted to play as Knuckles back then.
yeah, yeah, and then at the end he was like Sonic and Knuckles. I was like, what? Do I have to play as a villain again? I mean, like I was like, okay, I should give it a try. And then the gameplay, I was like, wow, he's a badass.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, he can
Okay,
glide but not fly. So yeah,
after
breakthrough wall.
after Ice Cap, there's Launch Base.
Uh huh.
You know the dun 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 dun
Uh
dun
huh.
dun dun dun. And you see the death effect behind them because
It was a death
spoilers.
fake.
Spoilers if you didn't play Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the Death Egg crash landed on Angel Island, and he told Knuckles that Sonic is the enemy and wants to steal the Master Emerald. But in the end, Knuckles got distracted with stopping Sonic, so Eggman could steal the Master Emerald and the Super Emeralds and the Chaos Emeralds, so he can power his Death Egg. But that's in Sonic and Knuckles. In Sonic 3, he got defeated, but without Knuckles' help, because he got kicked off of a platform because the rocket starts with the Death Egg on it, and everything begins to wriggle around, and Knuckles' last defense is like stopping Sonic to get to Robotnik via Robotnik's Eggmobile, but he failed. And then there's Sonic 3's last final boss, and that's Big Arm. And man, do I hate and love that final boss. It was challenging. You didn't have any rings at all, like in the second game. And the worst part of all is he had spikes everywhere.
And also, I hate those giant arms theme. I was like, I mean, come on, it gave me a heart attack and heartbeat so fast.
Well, I love the theme of Big Arm. That
Well, look, I like the music, but sometimes every try you beat the crap out of him, you have to start all over and over. So, but at least I finished the game.
Yeah. The people got pissed off that Sonic 3 was so short, but in October 1994 they became the reward, and that was the second part of Sonic 3 called Sonic and Knuckles, which was a game expansion pack for Sonic and Sonic 3.
Yes, it was an expansion pack, yeah, according to Sonic Jam as well.
And Sonic and Knuckles, which have some of my least favorites and one of my most favorites zones. Okay, we have Mushroom Hill.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
And Lava Reef is my favorite, my second favorite.
Then is Flying Battery. That's my favorite from Sonic and Knuckles because of the music and how it looks like.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I really like steampunk airships or airships like the Egg Carrier or a Flying Battery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you got mail.
Yeah, it's my friend.
And I like the theme like do 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 do.
Yeah, and I like that theme from ancient Egypt. Dun, 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 dun. I always imagine as a kid. Okay, when I was a kid, I always imagined a belly dancer in my head.
Yeah. After Flying Battery, there was a Centopolis zone.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
the Lava Reef.
Lava Reef, yes.
And Sonic and Knuckles. When you play in his timeline, he only has 4 stages, excluding the boss fight. I mean, the final boss fight when you are in the Sky Sanctuary, but it's not that long. Yep. Exactly. So, but you have to play in the Death Egg as Sonic after flying, after the Sky Sanctuary.
We come to that. After Lava Reef, there is, how is it called again? Hidden Palace Zone.
Yeah.
And that, which is only a mini boss with Knuckles.
Yeah.
Then you'll get a small cutscene where Robotnik, or Eggman, I still prefer Robotnik by the way, steals the Master Emerald and gets away with it and starts his engines and stuff. And then the Sky Sanctuary.
Yeah, and wait, hold on, guys. If you noticed in the background, look, if you played as Sonic, there is a Death Egg on the background when you go to Sky Sanctuary.
Yes, and it's rising. It's rising.
Yeah,
from the clouds, it's rising up.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Yeah, but if you played as Knuckles, I mean, the Death Egg is not there because Sonic was there already. So that means
instead there's Angel Island in the background.
Yeah, and that means these two characters were having the same having the same boss fight, and then okay. After Tails saving Sonic, and then Sonic he went to save he went to save Knuckles.
If you have the hyper emeralds.
Yep. And that's all, and that's how it ended up in this Knuckles game. But although it was really a cool one.
After Sky Sanctuary, there was the Death Egg.
Yep.
Death Egg Zone.
Yep. If you play as Sonic.
Which has the final boss Mega Robotnik.
Yep.
Then there is Doomsday Zone. Which is one of the coolest zones, and the beginning where Sonic transformed into a super version of himself to fight the final boss.
Indeed.
And then there's Knuckles' story, which you already told, is only 4 stages long, and has a different enemy. That plays a little bit after Sonic and Knuckles, after Sonic went back to his island, South Island I believe. There was still an active robot on an island called Robotnik, and he repaired almost everything except the Death Egg, and terrorized Angel Island. So Knuckles began his adventure to stop him. At the end you fight against a version of Metal Sonic called Mecha Sonic, who looks like a modern Sonic, and he even turns into Super for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Which he killed me almost every time I was there.
A lot of times.
Yes, it was very frustrating.
Well, it made me piss off and play the other game.
But after you finished Sonic and Knuckles was over, and with this, the golden age of Sonic the Hedgehog was almost over. There were some spin-off games like Sonic Spinball, or TV series like Sonic Satan with Sally in it, the Archie comics.
Satan, it means Saturday morning.
Saturday morning cartoon. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because when you said that, people thought you said Satan.
So no, I say Satan.
I know, but it depends on the mishearing people.
I'm going to prefer the Satan. Satan.
Yeah, Satan.
Anyways.
Sir Tom. Yeah.
My most favorite cartoon of the 90s.
Yep.
The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, no,
good. You know why.
We all love it.
No,
we all love it.
Everyone. Now you do know why Fantasy and I love that cartoon because of Grounder and Scratch.
Yep.
And we even voice actors then. I mean, he is a good Grounder with his voice. I'm a good Scratch.
No, no, it's not. Try it.
Try
it.
Snooping as usual, I see.
Yeah, that was really a good times. Well, at least they made my childhood up, and dude, I think we passed 10 minutes.
Shit, and we're still not over yet with the timeline.
No, come on, dude. Look, dude, they know the timeline already. I mean, look, it's not just necessary. Look, guys, We don't know. Okay, I decided that I don't want to make any more timelines because you have to pre-order the DVD CD because they will show you everything about the timeline. And come on, Sonic Generation has a timeline, right, dude?
Yes, it has.
And
Sorry,
that
I'm like the gaming historian. I like history.
I
I
know
don't care if
I
it's
know you
gaming
are into
based or
timelines.
normal.
So am I. Yeah, I know. So we have to leave those timelines for the fans. I think it's a big thing.
So let's just say for the guys who weren't born in the 90s like me and don't know about Sonic's past, like where he started, let's just say we made it the classic Thailand, the classic era.
Yep. And if you want to study more about the past of Sonic the Hedgehog, you should play the previous games in this how should I say this in the original consoles like Sega Saturn or Genesis or Dreamcast or perhaps
And if you
Game
don't
Gear.
have any,
Yep.
and if you don't have them, just buy them on PC. By the way, they
Actually, on the
updated,
PS2 for the Mega Collection Plus.
dude, they updated.
Yeah. Well,
They
anyways,
No, seriously, they updated the so if you play the PC version of Sonic or Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you have a HUD like a game room of a kid in the 1990s. Plus, there's a Sega Genesis where you can play all your byte games from Sega from the 90s, like Sonic 1, 2, 3, blah blah blah. And you can play hacks and mods as well. For the first time, Sega does that.
mhm.
Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Okay.
No,
So,
seriously, you can play hacks via their HUD.
but I don't play those such things. I play from the originals. But look, I don't
No,
really blame those guys who want to play any type or any way to play those old games. But
there are some good hacks like or mods or like Sonic before the sequel, Sonic after the sequel, after the prequel, Sonic before the sequel, Sonic after the sequel, blah blah blah. Let's end this episode, please.
my head hurts. Shut up. Just kidding. So yeah, okay. I hope you guys are having fun with this episode, and of course, I am sure you will have more fun during this conference for the E3. And let's just look forward to it. And of course, our next episode, Leo and I we are going to do some highlights for the E3 conference.
Mostly he will because I'm maybe away.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
said, I'm in Italy, but I'm going to do a vlog. So
Oh
to
yeah.
say happy birthday, Sonic. I'm
Yep.
not going to forget it. So he will do the highlights. I will do the vlog. If you want
Yeah,
to.
and maybe I can do an episode all by myself for the first time, if you don't mind, as a permission.
Yeah, of course you can, huh? But how go? You know what? We're going to talk about it
Yeah, sure.
later after we finish this.
Yeah, sure.
Now everything has its end except for the sausage. It has to. And
Speaking of the
this
chili dog ingredients.
the special chili dog ingredients.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
stop it. Okay, this is now the end. I hope you enjoyed this episode, even though it's a little bit longer, like fucking 15 minutes. We
Yep.
have no lives, I'm
How
sorry.
unusual. Yep. And goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye, and I'm going to murder him if you don't like it.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. Bye.
Yeah!